So everyone, so I kind of want to go through price action today. I took a loss and I took a break even today as well. But there's something else that I think is really interesting, right? Which is I was correct on the directional bias both times. So I was shorting, as you can see. It was just a matter of price just didn't deliver very well today at all. So, well, these were my targets. Let me kind of just erase those targets there. Oops, it's not. And let's kind of go through price and look at what really happened today, right? So, coming into the day, believe it or not, I was actually bearish. Let me tell you why. Sometimes in price, what we find is we go through a crazy consolidation period, right? Like this, where London high, London low is absolutely nothing. I mean, they're pretty much the same range. Let's see here, London low, London high is still within the range, right? So let me kind of draw those out. Real sec. London high, London low. This is still in the range, right? We didn't break the lows, we didn't break the highs, so it's all in the range. And from that, it kind of shows like we clearly do not want to go higher, right? We need to be able to take some form of liquidity, preferably from the sell side, if it is we want to go higher, to buy side. Now, since we were pretty much at all-time highs, this is all-time highs, and we were floating in this area, it didn't quite make sense to me that we would just come here and then shoot on up. That doesn't make sense. Trading at the end of excuse me, trading at the end of the day, it's a zero-sum game. So there are equal number of people buying and an equal number of people selling. Otherwise, the market just wouldn't work. So, understanding that, I had to come up with an understanding of if price wants to do what it wants to do, we have to move in something almost like a wave, right? If it is we go to all-time highs, we need to have some form of liquidity taken in the sell side. Actually, let me draw that. If it is we're going, right? This is all-time highs here. If it is that we're going, we need to come somewhere into here to take liquidity. We have one area of liquidity here. We have one area of liquidity here. And ultimately, we have this area. Now, this one is lower than this one, so this should be a protected low. Should be. Unless it's mitigated. And for right now, we're saying it's not mitigated. So, in order for us to go higher, I want to see price, right, sell back down into this area. But really and truly, well, that's a little far. Let me redo that real quick. I want to see price sell back into this area at a minimum. I don't really want it to go below here. Alright? Cool. Now, with price action, we have premium and we have the discount. And we also have fair value. I do not believe in buying if it is we are in the premium of a range. Doesn't make any sense. Now, since as we have identified this is the high and this is the low of our range, we were all the way up here. Alright? So for me, I was looking shorts. At least down to the equilibrium before ultimately looking to go long. I mean, I'm long overall, but my daily bias is telling me, look, we really should be having some form of a pullback, come lower, so it is we can get in to ultimately go long. So that was the reasoning behind why I was looking short. Okay, let me leave this on for a second. All right. Actually, I'm gonna put a line there. A line so we know that's the range midpoint. Alright. So the chart doesn't get too crazy. Put that in black as well. Here's my OB. Alright, cool. So I'm understanding that I want to sell at least down here. Once we get there, then I can reevaluate and see what price does. So coming down into the 1 minute, where's my line? Yes. And ultimately price action. You know, looking back on my first trade, it probably wasn't the 100% best trade. Why? Because we have equal highs here. I shouldn't be trading until at minimum equal highs are taken. But I did. You know, it is what it is. Whatever. But I was able to pay for it. Now, how I was looking at price was I was looking at these equal highs in here. So once price took those equal highs, I was like, all right, cool. Now, and we displaced. Now we're looking to go potentially short. And that's how I was able to get smoked. So I'll just put on the trading tool real quick. So I got in, where did I go in? I got pretty high up, which is good. Got in somewhere like that. Pretty much smack on. My stop was above the high, like so. Actually, no, it was a little bit higher than that. Actually, no, it's perfect. And this was my break even, but my overall target was all the way down here, right? That's how I was kind of, well, it was actually technically a little bit higher, it was at this low here. But I understood that we could have gone lower, right? So that's really and truly where my trade is. Whatever that is, 3 point something R. 4R trade, right? That's what I was looking at. Now, as you can see, price wicked me out, kept wicking me. So, you know, at that point, you're in consolidation, but price doesn't really want to push too hard. But then came what I personally think is a really, really good trade. Which is you have a very clear candle here, aggressive bullish candle for one person and one person only, which is to take out these equal highs. Right? That's the only purpose of that candle. And then ultimately to go short from there. So I was able to, you know, trade this. Where did I actually get in at? Let's see. Yeah, pretty much right there. Stop above the candle that broke through the inverse FEG. That's how I do it. That's how I've always done it. And it's worked out. And break-even point was this low here. But really and truly, I wanted to come at a minimum here and then take off as we went along. Now, as you can see, that didn't quite work out. We came out to break even. We got out break even, saving capital. But into the afternoon session, let's see, 1 o'clock. Here we go. Into the afternoon session, that's when we really started to tank lower. You could say 12 o'clock too, or 11:30. But really, it's really 12. Here is when we started to tank much lower. And there was absolutely nothing I could do about it, because I don't trade this afternoon session. But from there, we just started tanking to pretty much 145. So I say all that to say, my bias was correct. Technically, the second trade was correct if I left it open, but that's not my trading style at all. Where I wanted price to go was correct. Where I wanted price to leave from was correct. So I think that's a pretty good overlay of what was expected from price today. I was reading the chart very cleanly today as well. So even though I had a loss, you know, that one's I'm cool with that loss. The loss I took yesterday was a bad loss. It was just a dumb trade. Those are the ones I get angry at. the ones where I don't follow my system 100%, those are the ones I mostly get angry at. This one here, I wasn't angry at because I was following my system, where I had some form of liquidity sweep, right? We have an inverse. We displace through the inverse. There should be nothing there. But it just looks as though we went through I guess this is a reaccumulation phase before dumping again. What I see going forward. Second. What I see going forward is actually, I think we come a little bit lower. I don't know if we'll get there during Asia or London session, but I do see us coming down, taking these out, and then from there, I think we can look to go higher. If not here, we will definitely take this, and then we'll go. Actually, let's just look here, right? Whoops, wrong one. Sorry. Got our low. We've got our high, right? So yeah, this one here is probably where we would be looking to go into the 50% of that, and then I think we explode on up again. But you can clearly see here also. There's a lot of liquidity here. There's a lot. Let's make sure this is good to go. So a lot of liquidity here, and alright, we're still, well, I mean, we might just go up from here. Who knows? We'll see. But very clear trend line all the way up. Pretty much at a 45-degree angle, which is pretty, honestly pretty solid. What we may see is something like this, where we just keep tanking, or we have this liquidity, tank it, and then we go higher. So tomorrow I'd probably be looking maybe short, maybe long. We'll see what happens. And I mean, I probably, you know, also looking back. Well, I mean, I was correct in the bias, but you don't really want to go more than 3 days, 1, 2, 3, without a bearish candle. In this case, we get a very tight doji, 2 candles, 1, 2, 3, bearish. This one's actually not very good. 1, 2, 3. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. I don't like price action like that, but I'm very glad that we are trending in the correct position. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, that was market recap, market review from today, the 23rd of